We're at the Bullpen Bio on the BAYOU KOL interviews, and it is my pleasure to be here with Matt White. Matt's involved in several initiatives, and we're going to get to those a little bit later. But first, Matt, I would like to ask you about your background and how you kind of got where you are in your career at this point.
Thank you. I'm Matthew White. I've been in healthcare and life sciences for almost 20 years. I started in management consulting, primarily working on payer and provider work. And right after the pandemic, I switched over to the life sciences side to bring some of the experience I've seen from a hospital and a payer perspective to companies who need it. I have 3 different companies I work with. The first one is BiotechExec. It really places executives on the innovative side to get them launched and needs the business perspective to get to the next level. The second one is a company called Boomerang Biopathways. Its ability to access Australia at a much cheaper rate versus the US cost of doing an early phase clinical trial. And then I have an investment fund I'm working with called the Good Science Fund, which is a green/bio fund focused on planetary health, which drives outcomes. So one of the things about Louisiana is there's an area called Cancer Alley. It's Mississippi, where there's a bunch of chemical plants, but if we can change the chemistry of doing things, we can drive planet outcomes, which drives outcomes for humans, less oncology, less various different diseases. So that's what we focus on.
Well, I know Dr. Elaine Ham, who is our executive in residence, is also the CEO of a few biotech companies, always espouses the value of clinical trials in Australia. So she'll be excited to meet you today at some point, I hope. But I wonder if you can maybe dive in a little more to some of the projects you're working on now with those initiatives. Is there anything that particularly excites you? What are some of the favorite things you're doing?
I think it's taken me a while to realize this, but it's a speed issue. And I think a lot of people don't know what are the things we can do to drive speed. So we're starting to see clients come to us, at least on the Boomerang side, really focused on driving, that time cost savings, which can be years, and it can be 60 to 70% of the costs cheaper doing it in Australia versus what's here in the US. The other area I'm seeing is from a bio side it's been interesting is there's a lot of green chemistry companies that are going to be changing how we provide future drugs or future products that will affect, everything that's being delivered to your doorstep to what you're taking down the road.
And so what we always like to close out with the Bullpen, because as you are aware, the Gulf South community of which you're part of, is very resilient, very helpful. We always take care of each other. The Bullpen is very much to say, they have a mantra of find someone, help them, and repeat. And so this is the opportunity for you to put out an ask to those communities of any way they can help you. Is there anything they can do to assist you with your initiatives?
I'm a firm believer in win-wins. So I think the thing that you should really focus on, or anyone, is just have the conversation with me. I know a lot of people, and sooner or later, if we just have the conversation, something positive can change. So if you want to talk about executives, challenges you're having, if you want to talk about, clinical trial work, or, down the road, if there's a potential investment opportunity, just have a conversation with me.
Is the best way to reach you through LinkedIn, email? What's the best way for folks to get in touch if they want to?
LinkedIn is fine.
Perfect.
I would say that's the easiest way. So I look forward to communicating and chatting with you.
Well, we'll have you tagged with this post. It'll be very easy for people. Thanks so much for making the time to sit down with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.